Hey guys, welcome back to Shelf Life Media. I'm Blake, and today we are doing another monthly physical media haul, this time for the month of November. If you like this kind of stuff, you're into movies or pop culture, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel. I know I've been gone for a couple weeks now. Usually I skip 1 week a month, but this time I skipped like 2 weeks, or maybe even 3 at this point. Just been really busy with work and feeling really exhausted right now because of the holiday time, you know. But I'm finally back, so hopefully December I'll be more consistent with that. If you don't already, go ahead and follow me on Instagram as Shelf Life Media, same name as here on YouTube. I usually post on there what I get, so you can get a little bit of a sneak preview of what the haul will be at the end of the month. But anyways, we got another big month here, so let's go ahead and get into it. First, we'll start with the new releases, like always. The first one here is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest on 4K. This is a movie that I really love, and I've been waiting to own it on physical media for so long. The first time I watched this, I watched it on streaming because getting the Blu-ray to this was like impossible. It's a very rare, I'm pretty sure it went out of print, and that's why it was hard to find. So unless I wanted to pay $100 on eBay, yeah, I just decided to stream it. But now I finally own it, and it looks fantastic in 4K, and the steelbook is quite nice as well. You got him in like a bird cage, and on the back the feathers there, and then on the inside you get a orange disc and then a picture of them, and then behind that disc is the rest of it. So yeah, this is a pretty cool steelbook. I like this much more than the slipcover edition they came out with. Really wasn't a fan of that edition, and to pay like what, $5 more for the steelbook or something like that, yeah, definitely was worth just going with the steelbook. Highly recommend watching this movie if you've never seen it, and it looks incredible on 4K, so if you don't already own it on physical media, then this is the perfect time to get it. The next new release I got for the month of November is The Conjuring Last Rites, another fantastic looking steelbook that I really, really love. I love this design they went with for the slipcover and the steelbook for the 4K, so you can get this poster design on both editions. I love it much more than the edition they went with the Blu-ray, so yeah, definitely recommend getting this for just the poster alone. It's a really nice poster. But the inside, you got that. So, really interesting. Now, the only Conjuring movie that's not out on 4K is the second one, so I'm really hoping that we get that sometime next year, hopefully. That's one of my favorites of the series. The first two are so good. The rest of them, the third and fourth one, not so great, but I did enjoy this one more than the third one. So yeah, happy to have it in the collection, and I really, really love this steelbook. I think it looks really nice. The next new release is one of the Lionsgate steelbooks, and this is Stephen King's The Long Walk. Here you have Mark Hamill's character on the front, and then it's Lionsgate, so it's got that nice slipcover. This one, for some reason, I don't know if everybody's came like this, but mine was like very tightly packed in there, so it's kind of hard to pull it off. You have to really pull it off. But that's what it looks like under the slipcover. And in the back, you have the dog tags. And on the inside here, the discs, you have their shoes. And then behind the discs, you have a shot of them walking. So this was a pretty good movie. Stephen King has had a pretty good year this year, with this film being one of the best horror thrillers. I don't know if you would say this is horror or not, but you know, it kind of is. More of like a thriller in a way. If you don't know what the movie's about, it's basically these kids go and they just walk for as long as they can, kind of like a contest. The last person standing at the end of it, they get like one wish. They can have anything they want, and I believe they win like money with it too. But yeah, if you stop walking at a certain amount of speed, then you get eliminated, and the elimination is death. So if you lose, there's a tank following you, which Mark Hamill is in the tank the whole time. He's kind of like the judge or whatever. And yeah, if you fall behind, you get like a certain amount of warnings, 3 warnings, and then on your 4th one, they shoot you and you die, and that's how you get eliminated. So yeah, it's a very interesting concept. Of course, only the mind of Stephen King could come up with something like that. But with this and the Welcome to Derry on HBO right now, he's been having a really great year. So yeah, if you're into Stephen King and Mark Hamill, I would highly recommend checking this out. The next one I have here is one of my favorite comedies of the year, and that is The Naked Gun on 4K. This was a really funny movie. I'm really happy they brought this back, especially the whole genre of parody movies has been lost for a while, so I'm really happy that they brought it back, and it's actually good. And next year we're getting, I think it's next year, we're getting a new scary movie, which we haven't gotten in a while as well, and the ones we did get recent were really not so great. I've never seen any of the scary movies, but they're really, I know the first few are really loved, and they're really good at parodying horror films and stuff like that. But anyways, it's nice to see a revival in this comedy genre. I think Liam Neeson was a perfect casting for the role in this. Yeah, this is a really, really great one. If you're a fan of the original Naked Gun films, then I think you're going to like this. Yeah, and I really like on the slipcover here, you got the purple at the top, or the pink at the top. I think that's really nice, and because you don't see that on, most of the time it's just black. And then yeah, there's the back. So yeah, really funny movie. If you're looking for a good comedy watch, highly recommend this one. The next one here is Freakier Friday. This is one I skipped in the theater. I didn't go see it. I decided I was just going to wait for it to come out on Blu-ray, and I really enjoyed this. I had a good time watching this. I grew up with the original, or not the original one, but the remake from like 2003 with, you know, the same cast, Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. I watched that one so many times as a kid, so seeing this was really fun. They keep the 2000s vibes going in this, which I think is really cool. Yeah, and Jamie Lee Curtis is hilarious in this. Yeah, this is one of my favorite parts of the film, is Jamie Lee Curtis in this. So if you're a fan of the 2003 one, I would highly recommend watching this. I think it's a pretty good sequel. It's not perfect. I wouldn't say it's better than the first one that came out in 2003. I also really love the slipcover, another fantastic one. I love the shine to it with the green and purple. Unfortunately, did come a little bit damaged, if you can see there on the top and then on the side there. But it's okay. I was alright with it. Still had a great time with it. And yeah, I recommend it if you're a fan of the first one, and or just a fan of Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. The next new release I have here is The Descent on 4K. This is from Lionsgate Limited. Another really, really nice steelbook. We have that, and then the slipcover comes off, and you get that. And then on the back, you get the creatures. And the cool thing about it is the front here, if you flip it, then you get like the face of the monster, which is really, really cool. And then on the inside here, you have some colorful discs, and then the art on the background. But this movie, I've wanted to come out 4K for a while. This is a really this movie takes place, majority of it, in a cave, so it's a very dark movie. So the, you know, HDR would be so good on a movie like this. So I've been waiting for it to be released on 4K, and it finally got it. I haven't checked out the 4K yet. I still need to watch it and see how great it is, but I've heard nothing but great stuff about this. So yeah, really, really excited to have this in the collection, and I'm so excited to check it out again on 4K. The next new release here is from Arrow Video, and that is The Mask. This is one of my favorite Jim Carrey comedies. It's a really great 90s comedy. This is during the time where Jim Carrey was coming out with like great comedy after great comedy. But yeah, this is a really, really classic one. And the slipcover comes off, and you get that. On the back, you get the mask. And then on the inside here is where you get the case that holds the discs. And then you get a little booklet, you know, so you can flip through and look at different pictures and things like that. But yeah, this is a really great looking 4K as well. If you're a fan of this movie, then you should definitely check it out. If you haven't seen it, then I would highly recommend checking it out as well, because this is a classic 90s comedy, one of the best from that decade. Yeah, really cool to have this, especially in such a nice box set thing. It's really nice. So yeah, highly recommend checking out The Mask. And the last new release I got for the month of November is a really nice X Trilogy box set, 4K box set from A24. Here's the front of it. On the back you have this, and then on the spine here you get X, Pearl, and Maxine. And then the slipcover comes off sideways like that. And then you get nice art on the front there, and then nice art on the back. And then in the inside there is where the discs are held. And this is really cool. I've never seen this kind of packaging, so I think it's a really unique kind. But you fold it out, and you get Maxine there. You get Pearl, X, Pearl, and then Maxine. So yeah, that's really nice. And there's like details on the front and the bottom here for each one. So yeah, that's a really cool way to package them. And then on the back, it makes a picture as well. So yeah, really cool way to package these movies. It also comes with this book, which is another unique one. I've never seen one of these books looking like this. That's the back, there's the front. And then, the inside is just the typical, pictures and articles and things like that about the movie. I think this one is mainly just pictures and stuff. But yeah, it's a really cool box set. I'm a really big fan of this trilogy. I think X and Pearl are some of the best horror films that have come out in recent years. Maxine, however, wasn't a huge fan of that one. That's definitely the weaker one of the movies, but still a really great collection, a really good box set. Now moving on to some more movies that I bought for the month of November. These are all Black Friday deals that were happening during this month. The first two here I picked up from Groove. I believe it was like a 2 for $24, so $12 each. I got The Phantom Thread on 4K, and then I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'm not going to try to mess it up. But yeah, this is a musical that I've heard is really great, so I decided to buy it and finally check it out. But yeah, so I got these two from Groove for 2 for $24. And then here I got this X-Men trilogy on 4K, the original 3 X-Men films. I've wanted this because I really like these original X-Men movies, but it's been so expensive for so long. I think the normal price is like $60. So yeah, I definitely didn't want to pay that much for just 3 movies, especially because the third one's not even that good. Really, I just want the first 2 in this. But this went down like a lot for Black Friday, so I went ahead and bought it because I don't think it's going to get lower, and it's probably going to bounce right back up to 60 after that. So I got that. And then the next one here is Hook on 4K. I haven't watched this movie in a very long time, and I saw that it was on sale on 4K, so I went ahead and picked it up so I can check it out again. And then the next one here is Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange. This is a movie that goes on sale quite often, not just during Black Friday, but I decided to finally pick it up. I surprisingly don't already own this in my collection. This is a new addition for me. I have seen it, but I've only seen it once, so I definitely need to give this a rewatch, especially in 4K. I know it's kind of a disturbing movie, so maybe that's why it's taken so long for me to own it and to watch it. But yeah, I don't really remember much from the first time I watched it, so I look forward to checking this out again and seeing, what I remember and what I don't. The next one here I bought because I just saw the remake in the theaters, and that is The Running Man. This one, right after I saw the movie in the theater, I wanted to check out the original, and like a week later, it went on sale for Black Friday, so I went ahead and bought it. And I did watch this. I think I need to give it a rewatch though, because I was really tired when I watched this, so yeah. I didn't get the full experience with it because I was kind of in and out, to be honest. So yeah, I need to give this a proper rewatch before I give any review on it. The last 2 things I picked up for Black Friday this month are upgrades to movies I own. I actually own both of these already on 4K, but they're both upgrades in a way, and you'll see when I show you. The first one here is the Back to the Future trilogy. This is the 40th edition 4K box set that just came out like a month ago or something like that. Maybe it's been a few months. I don't know. Can't quite remember. But the reason I decided to rebuy these movies on 4K was because they are packaged a lot nicer. The other edition, which is the 35th anniversary box set, it comes in like a book and the discs slide in and out. And anytime I try to rewatch those, they skip and pause, and I have to take them out and clean them off, put them back in. And it's because of that, packaging where you have to slide them in and out. So I decided, because one, I really like the poster being on the front here, but also because they're in individual cases, and each individual case has the poster art on it, which I think is really cool as well. But most importantly, the discs are secured inside, they're protected, and you just snap them out like normal. They don't slide in and out and get damaged and destroyed in that way. So yeah, in my opinion, this was a worthy upgrade just for that. Plus, there's some new special features on here. I think there's a new documentary too, possibly. So yeah, that's cool to have for the 40th anniversary. But yeah, so really happy to have this, in my opinion, a lot nicer box set for Back to the Future. And the last thing I got from the Black Friday sales in November is this really nice 85th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz 4K. This comes in a really nice shell case. There's the spine there, and there's the back. Nice picture on the back. But the front's really nice as well. The letters kind of stick out there, if you can see, and I really like the cover there. But inside comes with the steel book. So you have the Wicked Witch on the front, and on the back you have them following the yellow brick road. And then on the inside here you have a really nice disc art too, but you got a nice picture on the side here, and the disc art there is green with like a silhouette of the witch on it, so that's really nice as well. And then along with that, part of the extra cool thing about this set is it comes with this little like container here, folder, and in the inside it comes with like a lot of really cool pictures and things of like when the movie first came out, for example. Like there's this little like book pamphlet thing. You have like an invitation to the premiere, which is really cool, and then you have a lot of like original posters and artwork from when it came out, so that's really cool to see there. And then I believe, let me see, yeah, here's some other cool stuff that's in it. You have this little card, and then you got this one here, and it also comes with like a little movie ticket from the time when the movie first came out. But anyways, the other edition of Wizard of Oz I had was just the regular case edition that cost, I think I paid like $10 for it, so I didn't really pay much for it. And yeah, upgrading it to this nice shell case with the steelbook and all the collectible things in it for the 85th anniversary, I think that's worth the upgrade right there. It's a really, if you're a fan of the Wizard of Oz, this is like the set to own, in my opinion. I don't know if there's any like bigger box sets out there, but yeah, this is just a really cool one to own, especially if you're a big fan of the movie. And to end this video, I'm going to go ahead, I usually do a separate video for Criterion Collection hauls, but I decided to go ahead and just throw it into this one, because last time I did it, I got like a ton, so this time a lot smaller, so I figured I'd go ahead and just throw it into this one. But November, not only is it Black Friday sales everywhere, but it's also the 50% off Barnes & Noble Criterion sale. So I had to pick up some movies. First two here I bought, I did an upgrade, and then I sold the Blu-rays I had and then bought these 4Ks. So in a way I kind of made my money back. Not exactly, but close to it. So I didn't pay a whole lot for these at the end of it. But first I got The Breakfast Club on 4K. Previously had this on the Blu-ray and decided to upgrade it because this is one that I need to own in 4K. One of the best movies of all time. Just a classic. And then the next one here is David Lynch's Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. I love Twin Peaks. It's so good, in my opinion. I love all David Lynch stuff. So, and this, in my opinion, is my favorite David Lynch movie. This and Blue Velvet I really, really love. So yeah, had to own this on 4K. And then next here, I have not seen this, but it looks interesting just on the cover art alone, and I've heard people recommend it. It's a newer Criterion release too. I believe it came out in October. But this is Altered States on 4K. The cover art on this one alone is enough to buy it. It looks really, really interesting. So I look forward to checking that one out. And then the next one here is Spinal Tap. I did watch this one. I thought it was a really fun rockumentary, a mockumentary about a rock band that doesn't exist in real life. Not really. But yeah, this basically a film crew just follows them around, and you see their tour, their concerts. I believe, yeah, they're touring in America, and yeah, this basically just follows them as they're on tour. But yeah, this one is a really interesting one. And then the next one here is David Bowie, Moonage Daydream. This is a really, really great documentary. I watched this previously on Blu-ray, so this is technically another upgrade, but man, I really love the art on that. Like, that's really nice. And on the back there you have that. But this is just one of my favorite documentaries I've seen, because it's not your typical documentary. Most documentaries, there's like a narration, people being interviewed, and it goes through their life. Instead, this movie is just David Bowie, in a way, narrating the film. It's basically takes stuff from like past interviews and things that he's said, and then they play it over different footage of him in concerts, and the visuals on this is crazy. Like, the colors are so good. It's basically the perfect way to tell a David Bowie story, if that makes sense. A perfect documentary to make for David Bowie's life and career. This one is really, really great. If you like rock music, if you like David Bowie, highly recommend checking this one out. And then the final one here, which just came out like last week, and that is Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. This is a movie starring Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. I have not seen this before, but it's a really intriguing one based on stories that I've heard about this movie. This movie is a pretty controversial film, so I look forward to checking it out and seeing everything that made it so controversial. And that's all the stuff that I got for the month of November. If you're into this kind of stuff and you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next one.